With challenging and traumatic experiences in our life, we have two perspectives. We can be the victim to someone and the victim to a circumstance, or we could be the hero to ourselves. Because we separated from love to have some kind of purpose here in this lifetime, which means we're going to experience great deals of suffering, where we are perceived a lack of love through rejection, through abandonment, through attack, through shame, through guilt. So we have to understand how to alchemize and transform that because that's possible. Whatever hole you experienced at a young age, that you felt like you were bereft of, you're intended to fill it with love. So the space you have of the rejection, of the abandonment, you can fill that by having your own self-authority and learning to fulfill your own self. It doesn't matter what your parents gave or didn't give you. It's about you being able to fill that for yourself and remove the resentment and remove the anger, because the experiences that happened to us did happen and they were challenging experiences. But you want to be mindful not to identify as that. Because if you identify as those challenging experiences, then you're going to identify as a victim. And it's not just in that experience that that pain remains. You carry it with you as your identity. And so, unfortunately, you keep seeing life through that lens and are reinterpreting and misinterpreting, where you're constantly a victim over and over again in a very similar circumstance to make you feel like you were the same feeling again. And so you have to be honest with yourself and have a willingness to overcome it, because you can. But the ego is not the one that wants to do it. So this is where we have to ask our higher self for forgiveness. Help me see I'm willing to see my past differently. Help me see the lesson in this, because everything is just meant to teach you a lesson. You're not meant to come here and have all of this pleasure and all this comfort. That's not the point, because we separated from love, eternal love and peace and joy, to be here to have an individual experience. And part of this world is dualistic. So yes, there's love here, of course, because love can't die, but there's also the absence of love. Fear, guilt, and shame. And so those experiences that conjure those feelings up in us, yes, they were real, but we can forgive them, alchemize them, therefore they don't linger. So they're not really one of truth, they're one of reality and real, but we can transfer that polarity to one of grace and compassion and love. And so you want to do this because we're entitled. Our inheritance is joy, peace, and love. And so we have to be able to look at these circumstances where we're telling ourselves we're the victim to something, when in reality it was a challenge that we were meant to overcome and learn from. So where you feel like you're a victim to is just you not mastering learning yet. So you're just the hurt student, and you can forgive and use your higher self, the Holy Spirit, to say, hey, help me see this differently. I'm seeing really great deals of guilt, shame, and fear here, and anger and resentment. Help me see how this was for my highest good. Help me get out of this mentality and this mindset where it's woe is me. I don't want to see. It's painful to see life through the victim lens. I'd rather see it through, I can overcome this, I can heal it, and I can forgive and use love to then therefore have more love and miracles in my life and have a life of flow and ease that's not dictated by my past anymore.